Good morning, Vietnam. This is the podcast NuthinButNet coming to you live deep from the jungles of Vietnam, where you are fighting the Viet Cong, and you are about to learn all about internet troops. It's me, Robbie Williams.
Old Robbie Williams.
Hi, Adam.
Yeah, this is Adam Posty.
And this is Ross Foley, aka Sergeant Wilco Wilco.
And they call me Sergeant Piles.
And everyone round here knows me as Flash Whip Crack because I'm one of the my helicopter is much faster than all the other ones because I put a jet booster in it.
I'm one of the fattest.
I'm one of the fast people who came around here on the radio. No, this is not the radio. That was just a very funny joke and a film reference that the radio from the radio. What's that
Full
film
Metal
called?
Jacket.
No, I think it was Mr. Vietnam Radio or something it was called, and it was a comedy film.
The English teacher from America who travels to Vietnam, I think was the full title, Vietnam.
And here we are finding ourselves again on the beloved topic of Robbie Williams.
Yeah.
And that truly was one of the films in which Robbie Williams looked out to the troops at Vietnam and said, "Let me entertain you."
Yeah.
To all the troops.
And he plays a teacher.
Yep.
In quite a lot of movies.
Yes, and then he was a teacher at a private school.
Yeah.
And private is a military rank, so you can see this kind of fine thread that Mr. Robbie Williams was winding throughout all of his films until his untimely death at the hands of himself.
Yeah.
Bad news. Robbie Williams has sadly passed away.
Yep, and if you're listening to this, you should know that by now.
You know, when Robbie Williams was at Juilliard, which is supposed to be one of the finest acting schools in the world, he went to classes, and his acting tutor, a very well-respected tutor in the world of acting, said, "You should leave. Get out, because you're already too good. There's nothing I can teach you."
There's nothing I can teach you, yeah.
And I'm teaching you that anecdote, which you didn't know before.
No.
You had no idea that happened, and now you do. And that's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
And this is Nothing But Net, which is a podcast all about the net, and many of Robbie Williams' films are available online.
Almost all.
Yeah, you cannot get Mrs. Pendergast, whatever it is, where you dressed up as a woman.
Mrs. Pendergast's
You can't get
1,000 Screams.
No, it's only available on VHS.
Yeah,
which is video home screen technology, actually.
I thought it stood for video home set.
It could also be very high sound because those cassettes are very loud.
Incredibly,
famously.
Ridiculously loud.
But you need that to pick up on some of the subtleties that Mrs. Pendergast will do, because she'll go, "This isn't a real fanny, it's a cartoon fanny that I have to film my kids," and then she'll go, "Ha." And it's that little laugh. You wouldn't pick that up unless it was very high fidelity.
I don't like unless when I watch my very high sound version of Mrs. Pendergast's videos.
Yeah.
I love it, like when my walls shake when she screams "Hello!"
Yeah,
I love it.
Oh yeah, it really adds something, and that's why a lot of films that are available on VHS will have an earthquake written into the plot. Most of them take place in LA or California, right on those fault lines. The fault lines that were, of course, covered in the great James Bond film, James Bond and the Earthquake.
James Bond and the Great Earthquake,
which was a good one, and it had Max Zorin in it. Played by the great No More Cowbell.
Yeah.
Himself, Mr. Max Zorin.
Mr. Good old Max Zorin.
What's his name again? What's his... Everyone does an impression of him, and he's
Duncan Walken.
Duncan Walken, that's it. Duncan Walken Fridge.
Yeah.
A sailor is in my house? I don't think so, Mr. Bond. And then he shoots Bond in the head. Luckily, Roger Moore had a fake head on. It flies off. Gets stuck to the wall. It's gummy head.
And his
real head pokes up like a turtle.
Slowly pokes up.
And goes, "The joke's on you, old chap. You're the one who's gonna get your real head blown off."
When Miss Moneypenny told me I'd be getting head, I never imagined this. And then he shoots Duncan Walken in the face.
Right in the fucking
And
head.
Duncan Walken doesn't have a fake head.
That's his real head, man. That's his real head. Now he's got luckily a license to kill and a license to thrill. And goodbye, Duncan.
That's the thing we never really
Alas,
talked
poor
about.
Duncan.
Roger Moore, while he
Deceased,
was
sadly
Bond,
deceased, yeah.
well, up until his deceasement, believed he had a license to kill.
Oh yeah, Roger Moore, the actor, even before he was doing James Bond, when he was on the set of The Saint, another great spy thriller.
Yeah, it wasn't because of James Bond. He just
thought
he
had
had
a license to kill. I believe this is your untimely end. He'd say to people who were rude to him, and he'd always have a quip. So give me a scenario. You just say what kind of shop do you
own? Shoe shop.
You own a shoe shop. Well, James, I'm Roger Moore. Shoot you in the head. He'll die now.
Oh my god, you've killed a man. He'll die now.
And everyone would kind of let him off because it's very funny to do wordplay.
Yeah, because it's funny man, Bond man.
I'll give you a
Roger
scenario.
Moore.
It's a beef factory. What would?
So I've shot the head butcher in the head.
You kind of already played your cards there, haven't you?
That's his joke. Looks like I did the butcher.
No wonder they call him the head butcher. Now they'll have to call him the headless butcher. Bye. He always that line "bye" that he would always use when he was walking away.
Yeah.
Well, that's a fine cut of meat. I guess. Backup line.
I assume.
Is this a real gun? Oh shit!
Looks like the stakes were very high for him.
Maybe it was a circus. He could go, it was trapeze to kill you. Your Honor. He's called a judge. Your Honor. I rest my case in the circus, and it's got your head in it. Oh, God. Whoops. Yeah. Goodbye. Bye-bye, baby. So, yeah, this is all just willy-nilly silly. Typical me and Adam.
Yeah.
Going on and on and on like a pair of old idiots.
This is what you listen for. You don't listen for the net, and shame on you.
We record on the net. This goes straight into the what I call the mega database, which is the sort of central crux core of the internet. I don't want to get into the technical details, but basically, internet giant globe. Outer layers are data, inner layers are streams. You got wire coming out from the top to the tail. That is known as the internet, even though confusing the whole thing is also
we
the
call
internet.
it because it comes out of the top of the globe.
Yeah,
we call it the internet wick.
And that's the exhaust pipe as well, which comes out from the other side. So you got the wick is directly opposite to bisects the exhaust pipe. Exhaust pipe comes out viruses, worms, e-bats, ghosts, ghouls,
goblins.
The wick, goblins. The wick, you got YouTube, Google. Nice pictures of animals and ducks.
And that's why we always say, and we've said it in every podcast so far, and we'll say it again. Stick to the wick.
A bear is in the woods, munching on honey, having a wonderful time. Along comes a snake. Oh no, nunny. He's going to kill that bear. The bear is the wick. So be quick, bear. Get away from the snake. The snake is an exhaust pipe because he's long and thin and he's filled with bile and poison. And that's just a very easy poem to remember how to act on the net.
And you can remember it as an acronym.
Yeah.
And you're a smart listener. We're not going to turn it into an acronym for you. You can go back and listen. You can go, okay, so it's BRBBASKLLLP P4.
And I go on and on and on. But it's just handy to remember the internet via poems sometimes and sort of mnemonic devices, such as the old bear and snake poem, which was originally conceived by me, Ross Foley, as a gift to an ant.
To an ant.
To one of the ants in my ant farm.
Yeah.
It's not an alien ant farm, great brain.
No.
It's a normal ant farm filled with ants.
I love their song, Smooth Criminal.
You've been struck by doom doom. You've been hit by doom doom doom. A smooth doom 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 criminal doom 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 doom. Running through the forest. Running through the forest. Exit light.
Mr. Sandman and the Sandman cometh.
The internet allows you to mash up songs together in a way that you couldn't do before.
Yeah.
So the old 9 tracks, these tapes were one tape. You can't mix two tapes into one.
No.
That would be 2 tapes. It would be a load of noise.
Exactly.
And
But with the internet, you can just type in 2 YouTube videos at once in multiple tabs, and you can play them at the same time.
I actually have an internet I have access to, which is called Multitube, and I can just type in the 2 URLs from memory most of the time, and I have to use mnemonic devices to remember them. And then I can get, for example, Never Gonna Give You Up, Mr. Rickroll himself, Rick Astley, at the same time as I've got Betty, Bjorn, and Bjorn from ABBA doing Waterloo after the breakup. And just the 2 sound so great together.
It is, yeah. I like to look up instrumentals of other songs and then I search vocals only. Yes. And I put them together, and it's like I've made a fresh new song for myself.
So you got an instrumental version of Jive Talking by the Bee Gees, and then all of a sudden you get Rihanna coming in over the hot top, and it's Jive. All I know. And it's, I mean, that actually wasn't us doing it. That was me and Adam's voices.
Yeah.
So if you think how good that sounded,
think how good it's going to sound later.
No god I know is still alive. All 5,007 appear to have died. The great god, Huitzilopochtli, led the Aztecs' divine pack, but he departed a while back. Zeus was fun and had his run, but while disguised as a swan, they say his neck got wrung. Pluto, god of the underworld, offended by the ladies of Hades, and got buried in his own hell. Thor, I'm told, was big and bold, but going out without a cloak, they say he died of the cold. The ghosts of the dead Indian gods can't even haunt a decent teepee, and many die on late-night TV. No prisoners tremble on the altar when their beating hearts are torn to join Tezcatlipoca in the sky, and no children scream as they are landed on the simple machine that feeds them to Moloch's fire. And that is just an extract from a poem I read this week, which really touched me, from atheistpoetry.com, called 5,000 Dead Gods.
Atheistpoetry.com.
By the poet Glenn Logan.
5,000 Dead Gods makes that poem sound much more... it's going to be like lyrics to your favorite heavy metal book.
Yes. I only read a few words there, but it's more sort of quippy than...
I couldn't imagine my favorite band, Flesh God, Burn the Flesh God.
Yes.
I couldn't imagine them playing that.
Yes, exactly. And, well, this is a bit heavy metal. This is called The Cry. It's by Michael Payne. Or it could be by Michael Palin and maybe just add a typo. Here I am, doubting your existence, questioning your omnipotence. To you, they plead their case. To you, refuse to show their face. In the eyes of the believers, the congregation, I am condemned to hell, deserved damnation.
Ooh.
Because I choose to think freely. Because I do not listen to the cries of the holy man. And that is straight out of your song.
And then solo, like...
Exit. Never gonna give you up.
That's the only song I listen to.
Yeah, well, give a man a fish and he'll eat a fish. Give a man Metallica and he'll listen to Enter Sandman.
Yeah,
for life
on repeat.
I
went to see Metallica. I've seen Metallica 3 times. They only played Enter Sandman once.
Ugh.
So
yeah,
I was like, whole set of Enter Sandman.
You were doing. You were playing the Enter Sandman riff with your empty hand. You were miming it.
I hope James Hetfield plays Enter Sandman for the 5th time.
That would be great. I think Metallica probably think that they're a band that have a lot of hits, and they can go and vary it. But really, they're like one of those Britpop bands that had one big hit and then one shit album. So they have to do the song that they're hit 3 times in one gig.
Yeah,
and that's not at all an admission of being a failure as a musician. You shouldn't do that.
No, it's like Bon Jovi does Living on a Prayer twice.
Yeah,
in his sets, because just in case you forgot that he did it halfway through the set, he'll do it at the end.
I call that living on a prayer.
Yeah,
he's playing it live
because he plays it live.
Yeah, we're halfway there to when he sings, "Oh, we're halfway there," as in we're halfway there to the full number of times that I will perform this song.
Yeah.
In this gig. 1.
He stops it halfway through to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, he explains it because
well,
he's a big Bon Jovi.
He's a big Bon Jovi.
He's a big Bon Jovi.
So I've been looking up horoscopes.
Yeah, HORO.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But I've also been looking up horror scopes.
Ah,
so I thought
Sandman.
I thought we could juxtapose them together. So your birth sign is
Taurus.
Taurus.
I'm right on the cusp. Taurus, cusp, Gemini. So I'm somewhere between being a bull and twins.
Right, okay. I get it.
Yeah.
But we'll go for the bull.
Yeah, I am a bull.
We'll grab the bull by the horns. So today's horoscope for the bull is mood swings and irritating little distractions could have you temporarily at odds with a partner. You may perceive insults where none are intended. Communication is strained. It's best to get out by yourself for a while and do something entertaining. That way, you chase all the negative energy away. You can be your old charming self when you see your partner again.
So maybe we should take a break halfway through this. I'll go play with my fidget spinner in the hall.
Mm-hmm. I'll play with my fidget cube.
Yeah, we've each got a fidget technology.
Yeah.
I've got the simpler, but I think more wholesome fidget spinner. You've got the fidget cube, which is, to me, a bit gaudy.
It's high brain.
No. Mine is high brain. Yours is low brain. You're dumb. I'm smart. Hang on.
Well, now we're at odds.
I perceive a slight.
So that was your horoscope.
Okay.
So your horror-scope is a little more... It's not about a specific thing. It's just you as a person.
Zombies will chase you
So
down
one,
a well.
You are practical and persistent. 2, you have a high-capacity brain.
Yeah.
Taurus people do not use toilet paper.
That's true.
You have the power of conversation, but not of speech. If you bored a hole in your head, bullshit would run out.
Holy shit.
As you age, your ears will begin to look like a taxi cab. You have nothing to worry about because you have no mind to worry with. People can't believe that the millions of your father's sperm, you were the quickest. Yikes. People can't believe it. You are practical, all right, as practical as eating soup with a fork and the persistence of a nosebleed. You have a high-capacity brain because it's full of male bovine excrement.
Male bovine excrement?
Yeah, not female.
No. I've checked. Mine is full of female bovine excrement. It's cow dung.
Try to smile. It's the second best thing you can do with your mouth.
What's the other one? What does that mean? That's not an easy innuendo, that, is it?
No. Some people make people happy wherever they go. You, on the other hand, make people happy when you leave.
That's a good one.
Your ignorance covers the world like a well-made blanket. There is not a hole in it to be found. And your best career moves are the loser in pro wrestling matches, brain donor, or catwalker.
Okay. Well, this is...
So that's from www.nobeliefs.com/horoscope.
I don't really know how to come back from that.
No.
That's really... I was having a good enough day, and then some of the things you just said really...
As an aside, I'm a Sagittarius. So
what does it say? You're very hurtful.
I have the smile like
to your friends.
I have the smile like a silver plate on a coffin. You look great. You'll look great when you're older. Unfortunately, it'll come from a cosmetic undertaker. Like space.
Cosmic undertaker.
Cosmic undertaker.
Yeah.
And indeed, I make people happy whenever I leave. So I think that's just a common thread for
That's a
one.
good insult in general. That's a multi-purpose insult. What I would say is that I'm a little hurt you decided to read that out. You know that I am very insecure about my brain being dung.
Yeah.
That is actually a rare medical condition.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, this actually does have my job as a best career move.
And you are a
replasterer of unpopular glory holes.
That is your job, I know that.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
I walk in and they say, no one's used this glory hole in a week. And I go, fill her up.
Yeah, it's letting a draft in.
Yeah.
Yes. You spend a lot of time in truck stops.
Yeah.
You spend a lot of time in public toilets.
And then I go to work.
And then you go to the glory hole job. Typical Sagittarius, always filling up stinking old holes.
Always filling up glory holes with a plaster.
I find that very unsavory, all this talk of glory holes and whatnot, and prefer to move on to something a little bit more PG.
That's fair.
I was listening to John Denver on the way over here.
And
it's one of those musicians and artists that allows you to kind of transcend the bullshit of people who try and drag you down into the muck. People like you, no offense.
Yeah,
people who
well,
come here when you try and just do a nice, helpful internet podcast, and all they want to do is insult you and use this thinly veiled, obviously made up horror thing.
Those were all
horoscope.
insults I wrote.
It's just something you obviously have taken a week to write down these insults and then tried to mask it with this bullshit website. And then, and try and drag me down to your level. But you know what? You're in the gutter and I'm up in a hilltop mansion, actually at the penthouse suite.
That's
of
what
my own mansion.
I just read your actual horoscope, and that's what it says.
And I'm actually throwing balloons filled with old eggs down to the gutter, and I'm saying I refuse to come down to your level, but I will sully it further.
That's fair.
And that's written on each balloon.
I mean, I don't.
Unfortunately, bursts.
Yeah, I was about to say I don't get a chance to read it
because you can't read because you are gutter trash, and I'm a mansion boy. I didn't want to do this today, but you push my buttons the wrong way, and I'm not talking about the buttons that you push on your fucking fidget cube. That is bullshit technology. You should get a spinner like everyone else.
I really should get a spinner.
You get a fucking fidget spinner.
I'm sorry.
Fucking Sagittarius shit.
I'm just jealous. I just made up those insults because I was jealous that I don't have a fidget spinner.
Typical Sagittarius.
And that's my horoscope, not my horoscope. My horoscope says you will be jealous of your friend's fidget spinner, and you will get pay.
Yeah. You got Tom written all over you, R.I.P. Because you're just acting like an absolute fidget cube. Which is actually the new insult du jour, and everyone's saying it.
Everyone's saying it.
Everyone's calling cockheads like you.
Cockheads.
Cockheads like you, fucking fidget cubes, fucker. And I'm sorry to go so blue, but just like my horoscope said, I am pissed. I'm working up a sweat and I'm getting really mad. And Adam is sitting in a corner looking fucking scared. He's sweating.
I'm terrified.
He's got little beads of sweat going straight into his own eyes. He's not got eyebrows. So it's just going straight in, or in some cases it's going round.
No sweat wicking. And as we've discussed before, my head's huge. So it produces an enormous amount of sweat.
Your forehead alone could produce enough salt water to repopulate the Indian Ocean. If populate is the correct term. Refill. If it were to become dry.
If it were. And that's why I sweat so much. That's what my pastor says.
Look, obviously we have to finish this episode of the podcast, but after this we're going to have a long, hard chat about our teamwork going forward, because I think I would probably rather either do this alone or with maybe someone else, someone who actually appreciates me for who I am, doesn't make fun of me for being a shithead.
That's fair.
Okay? Okay, asshole?
That's fair.
I'm doing my Clint Eastwood face at Adam, and he's fucking scared, man. You can see it. I'm doing this Clint Eastwood face, and he is running away. He's actually just got up out of the room, ran out of the room, down the stairs, slipped down the stairs, landed on a banana, did a backflip, landed on a sled, went down the rest
just
of the
broke
stairs.
the microphone. That was good.
I don't want to talk to you no more.
That's
You
fair.
do it. You do the fucking podcast. You're so smart. You said Sagittarius.
So, for those of you listening, we have received an email or two. This is from Cool Blaster number 49, and it's, do I have scurvy? And it's a question we've always been asked because we have access to the internet, and our website friend only has access
I'm eating
to...
sweets. Pardon
That's fair.
me.
That's fair.
Sorry, Adam.
So if you're listening, Cool Blaster 49, I found a website quiz for you. Do I have scurvy quiz? So do you have bleeding gums? Yes, no, dunno. So I've put dunno for you because I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have bleeding gums or not. And have you had any lesions in your mouth or around the lips? And also that's a dunno because I don't know what you look like. So let's submit the quiz.
Adam, can I just interrupt for a second?
Yeah.
Look, can we get over this?
Oh, I'm fine.
No. You apologize to me, and then I'll be fine too, and then we can get over this podcast. I want a really heartfelt apology.
I'm really sorry I outed you live on air as a shitty.
Actually, I just say sorry. Don't refer to it because people will have forgotten already.
I'm sorry.
Okay, we can move on. And I'm back, baby.
Good. I'm glad.
Okay.
I'm a little peeved now, but I'll swallow it.
You've been a little peeve your whole life.
you little peeve.
You little peeve. Fuck you.
So, now that we've made up, we can both weigh in on this.
I've written a small poem.
Okay.
Move up, move on. Get on with your life. Friendships last forever unless your friend sucks, which mine do. But I'm over it anyway. And that's my poem.
It's a good poem.
Thank you.
So, Cool Blaster Man number 49. The answer to your question is please complete the quiz before submitting. That's what Ann Doctor says.
Okay. That's fair enough. If we had more info, we might be able to help. Would be my perspective.
And if you choose yes on both, I've just tried all iterations of that 2-question quiz, and it says I'm having problems interpreting this quiz. You may want to chat with me for a diagnosis. And there's a little robot doctor that you can speak to, a little chatbot.
Okay, when you access that,
okay. Let's have a little chat.
Hello.
So, what is bothering you? Scurvy.
What do you have? Bleeding gums.
That's the first thing it asks.
well, yeah, I know.
Bleeding gums. Bleeding
Answer
gums
it.
Murphy. So, do you take any of the above? No, I don't. I'm not even going to list them. It's warfarin, which I'm not warfarin.
You're not
Heparin,
warfare in general.
phenytoin.
I've seen bottles and bottles of phenytoin on your bath, but I know it's also a medication that's used for extreme small penis, or ESP. So are you using it for
ESP?
Are you using it for your ESP, or are you using it for your potential scurvy, Adam?
Well, I don't have scurvy. Our listener
but I've
has
seen
scurvy.
bottles. Okay, so
Answers your question.
Let's just say your extrasensory perception is related to your small penis.
Yeah. And not my massive head, which many people assume.
Yeah, you know what they say: giant head, giant penis, but not in the case of Adam.
Yeah,
small penis.
small penis.
ESP, extreme small penis. I don't want to linger on this, but just
to painted
clarify,
a real picture of me in this podcast.
Yeah, and if people are wondering what I look like, picture the actor Thor in character, but just with a really much smaller waist, just a sort of button waist, like Betty Boop drawing, or something.
like he's wearing he's wearing a corset,
like a corset that's the technology of a corset, but in the size of a belt.
Okay,
that's the level of precision. Very, very skinny. It's like it's like a sand timer, where in the middle it's extremely thin and then it's very bulbous on either side.
Yes, I know exactly.
Enormous
hourglass.
It's like an hourglass, yes, but my feet are enlarged.
Oh yeah,
because of surgeries that I've had to make my feet bigger. So
they're
that
huge. You've got feet as big as my head, is what we always say.
We're always saying that, yeah. No more needs to be said on this topic.
No,
I have a hard time finding shoes that fit as you do finding hats that fit.
Yeah.
You went into the Cap store last week and they said, cancel my appointments for the next 6 weeks.
And they're still making me what they say will be the world's largest hat.
The world's largest Chicago Bulls hat, which is something you've always wanted. You've always wanted to be one of those guys that, despite having no connection to basketball,
it's a novelty
Chicago
Bulls hat. It's like shaped like the Chicago Bull.
Yeah, it's really funny. And it says title winners 98, which is A, not true, and B, very specific.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan, baby.
My favorite kind of hats are ones that are specifically not true.
Did you think that Bugs Bunny from Space Jam ever used internet? Adam?
Yes. How did he know about Michael Jordan? Otherwise.
Well, that's
in
true.
Looney Tune land.
So they recorded Michael Jordan on TiVo. Said, we got to get this guy on our team, or the aliens are going to beat us. He can dunk from 300 feet away.
Yeah. 300 feet.
Bigger than a basketball court. He has to be out of the court by quite some distance and then jump onto the field of play.
Well, as I always say in Looney Tunes, Space Jam, he's out of this world.
I believe he can fly. Is truly the truth of it.
Yeah.
I'm dunking, folks.
As Michael Jordan famously says, not in Space Jam, but when he was inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame.
He wanted to remind everyone of his time in
He pulled all of his sons up on stage and he pointed at each of them in turn. And he did the "you're dead" symbol. He ran his finger over his neck and then went,
I'm hooping, folks.
Changes each time.
Well, he said multiple things.
That's fair. I'm pretty sure Bugs Bunny uses internet in Looney Tunes Back in Action.
Oh, okay, that's
with Brendan
reassuring.
Fraser.
They're certainly on IMDb because you could. They did a study at Harvard, and they found that Bugs Bunny is the hardest working man in show business.
That's fair,
and that was also voted the worst academic study of the year.
Also fair. The least researched academic study of the year.
Yeah. It was really
Does Bugs Bunny work too hard? BuzzFeed article.
Yeah, that was the BuzzFeed article follow up to the Harvard study, the 4-year Harvard study.
You won't believe what Bugs Bunny has accomplished now.
Yes, he's a professor at Harvard, studying himself, doing bug studies, or entomology as they call it, and that's a little inside joke. Bugs
He calls it bugs.
Why is he called
studies.
bugs? Bugs is insects. He is a rabbit, which is mammal.
I can only assume a reference to popular gangster man Bugsy Malone.
Maybe, but it'd be like if I was called fish breath, because breath is human. To breathe is human. To be a fish
Isn't.
Yeah. Is the old quote goes in Shakespeare or something. The world's very troubling to me.
Why
these
is
days.
Daffy called Daffy? Why is Elmer Fudd?
Well, I know why Daffy's called Daffy. It's because that's a anagram. Oh no, it's not an anagram. It's an acronym. Dads are funny. Funny, yeah. Which is,
Like someone saying dads are funny and then going, funny, yeah.
it's either that or it's based on Rain Man. The dads are funny. Funny, yeah. And then that was a little Walt Disney's little tip of the hat to Kim Peek, the inspiration behind Rain Man, the film about the autistic savant.
Yes.
Who gambled and kissed a girl.
One of my favorite films.
It's a great film.
Yeah.
It's a great film. And it's so interesting that it was a sequel to The Graduate. Because that's the same character, isn't it?
Yeah. Same actor, at least.
I think it's the same character.
I'm sure it is.
And then Tom Cruise plays, again, the brother of Rain Man in Top Gun and Mission Impossible.
It's weird.
It makes sense. It's the same person.
I think it's odd to me how much I enjoy Rain Man, considering the acting talent within.
How do you mean?
Well, both Tom Cruise and Dustin Hoffman are not particularly liked in the media these days.
Oh,
with
yes.
good reason.
So I understand Hoffman's been a sex pest.
Yes.
What did Tom do?
Just
Scientology, is it?
generally being a strange man, I think.
Oh, I don't think that's fair. You can be normal and believe in aliens.
Well, Will Smith is testament to that.
I certainly need to believe that to be the case because I know that I'm being visited by greys every other week now.
Yeah, well, that's X-Files. That's cool. But Scientology is more like Z-Files.
Yes, because of Xenu, which is spelled with an X, I believe.
Is
Scientology right? And this is an internet-based question because it's the only religion that was started while the internet was extant.
True.
So it's very interesting for us, for our purposes.
Except for Pastafarianism. Which is just a nonsense religion.
This is funny, actually. Just to quickly to give some context, internet context to what we're talking about. Earlier today, I was on Yahoo Answers. So called because you say Yahoo when you get the correct answer. Yahoo! I know the answer. Like Eureka or something. And the question was, how do I know which religion is correct? I fear being a blasphemer or worshipping a false god. There are so many. As we saw in the poem earlier, there was over 5,000. Yeah. Many dead.
5,000 dead gods.
I want the truth. And there is only one truth. Your truth cannot be any different from my truth. So what is it? This is great. This is someone I think who has looked at the history of philosophy and has concluded no one has asked the question sternly enough.
No.
And if I just say, no, really, tell me the truth, that'll be it. We'll have solved.
Assert yourself and religion will answer.
Just someone, don't stop beating around the bushes. Ask the right question. The best answer. If there is a true religion, then it will have evidence showing it is the true religion. There is no evidence suggesting any religion is true. Go look for evidence that supports a religion or evidence that supports the existence of God and you will realize that there is none. They are all false.
Oh.
So that's a atheist.
But I thought Scientology...
A real Dawkins boy.
I thought you were going to say something that proves Scientology, I'm going to be honest.
I keep scrolling down and then I find this comment by HexGirl100.
She sounds cool.
I believe Scientology is correct. Xenu. And that's all it says. Xenu.
Well, she seems like she's real smart.
Careful, she might put a hex on you, 100. Hex Girl 100.
Fingers crossed.
I put a hex on you. Yeah. No.
No. I put a hex on you, Xenu.
Oh, imagine. Xenu wouldn't like that, would he? He's already been encased in the prison planet of Earth.
Yeah.
For a billion of years.
What is it they count again? Is it... It's not midichlorians.
Midichlorians,
Midichlorians, yeah.
And you have to realize that there's good and bad.
Yeah.
It's all part of one big coin.
And it's sort of like when you get jam and half of it is covered in mold, but the other half isn't, and you just eat with a spoon.
Eat the
half
mold
that
to
isn't
get
covered.
to the good stuff.
Yeah, that's covered in mold.
My life philosophy would be buy new jam. Your life philosophy would be wait for it all to become mold, and then it is at least one thing.
Yeah.
And then you have that.
I'm nothing if not consistent.
Now, we've not shown the room that we record this in. It's Adam's bedroom. But to give you a little sort of background.
The information on the SoundCloud and YouTube link say it's in a living room, which it was, so it's not a lie.
Don't call me a liar.
It was in my living room, but I also live in my bedroom.
We moved it to the bedroom because the acoustics are better, and because in the living room, Adam's maniac roommate was always coming through and trying to do weird stuff while we were recording.
Which is a program I am trying to get off the air.
Adam
on
do
the
weird
air.
stuff. Adam's weird roommate do weird stuff.
Trying to get it off the ground and on the air.
Well, no, which channel are you aiming for? Sky News?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Each week, I just want them to have on Sunday. I don't know if they do it anymore on Sky News.
Yeah.
In the olden days, you could press the red button,
Hmm?
which I don't even know if that's a thing anymore on Sky Digital.
This day
But you
and
could
age.
press the red button and it would give you every Sunday. It would have 7 days, and it would be here's a dog. It would be light-hearted news, and it was the only news I watched.
Just
I
the
didn't care
funniest.
about the rest.
That's like I used to just, when I got the Sunday Times, I would just throw away all the adult news and just read the Funday Times.
Yeah, skip past Bin Laden.
And get to Dennis Menace.
Yeah.
And kids crossword, which I was able to do from the age of 18 onward. I was able to get pretty much halfway through it.
So
that's
what I'm trying to get Adam's Maniac roommate on.
And just while we're on the topic, I was very disappointed that Sky News doesn't cover clouds more.
Yeah,
I thought it was going to be, clouds, planes, space aliens. These are all topics I'm interested in. But
the sky,
terrorism, politics, economy, that bores me to death.
I don't care.
I love flying objects, unidentified, even better.
I wish Sky News, they got rid of the newscaster. They just wiped them away and they disappeared, and you could just see behind. You could see everybody working hard.
Oh,
that would be a
so
good program.
great. And that's what Britain needs right now, to be honest, is just hard work and to glorify the work of the little ants, the little worker ants.
Yeah.
Can't always be about the queen ant, which seems to be the way things are going.
Which
I'm trying to get political here.
I would say all the Sky News casters, I don't know any of their names, and the other one, they are the queens.
Oh, very much so, yes. He who rules the news is the queen, as it says in
that's tattooed
one of my novels
on Rupert Murdoch's chest.
Yes, on his old wrinkly chest, it barely legibly says that. It didn't used to say that, but the wrinkles have formed in such a way that whereas it previously said something else, it now says that.
It used to say "Get rich or die trying," and now it says
yeah, no,
"He who rules the news is the queen."
I don't know how it's happened, but it has. And Rupert Murdoch is a very bad man, but I don't want to get political. Everything I know about politics I learned from my ant farm. Again, not an alien ant farm, normal ant farm. It is my dream that aliens visit my ant farm, but we have not yet, unfortunately.
Fingers crossed.
That's why I called my ant farm Area 52. They've already done Area 51, so I thought I'd pick the next one.
They'll move on.
Sequentially,
the aliens will move on. Yeah. Maybe it's too small.
No, I don't think that's it.
Well, your ant farm is pretty big, isn't it?
Well, essentially what I've done is I took the room that my wife used to sleep in when we were sleeping in separate beds before she left, and just filled it with mud, and then just threw a bunch of ants in there. So.
And at first it was a spiteful move when she left.
Yeah, well, part spite, part curiosity, as to see how many ants I would get.
What does mud do?
What mud do? Will the ants eat bed? Will the ants eat anything else? Like the windows. Can ants eat windows? And so far the answer is not very much. Yes, no. They have not eaten the windows
yet. And that's
yet.
a funny internet pun, because bugs in your computer can eat your windows.
Yes.
But in real life they can't.
Yes. Although they will also eat Apple. I've found actually much quicker than window.
In real life, bugs will eat Apple much quicker than window.
Yes, but ironically, on internet, actually
life.
Apple much more resistant to bug than window is. Okay?
Apple more resistant than window.
In real life, actually, bug go through Apple like hot knife through butter.
It's a great article.
Yeah, it's a great BuzzFeed article. But yes, I just want to get back to the topic. Entomologically speaking, ants are my expertise. I'm now surrounded by ants because it wasn't some sort of special hermetically sealed room. There was
No.
a small gap underneath, like there are in so many doors. So ants are now.
Yeah, so you started with a group of ants,
I had 6 ants,
and then you
which
got
I'd
extant
chosen.
ants.
At this point, it feels like I'm subletting from the ants because they are very much in control, and I've managed to take what was an old coffin I found and use rubber to seal it every night so that there's a tiny space that is my own that is not infested with ants.
Your antless coffin.
Yes, and I have to sleep in that, but I can only sleep for an hour or I start to run out of air. So I'm
Which
doing
is
this new
funny
thing,
because
yeah,
where you found the coffin from
which was
it was antless.
yes,
It was some nephew doesn't know where his aunt is
right, that's right,
because
yeah,
you took her coffin.
yes, yes, and I just threw her into the sea.
Yeah, well, you figure
Better there anyway.
you might as well
Fish food.
if you can already remove an ant from a coffin,
Mm.
no more ants can get in.
Well, that's it. That's like that thing where the Japanese in ancient times used to burn the wood of their houses that were very close together
Yeah,
because once wood is burned, it's not combustible, so that would prevent fires from breaking out in very congested areas.
yeah.
Which is a very smart idea. I thought,
What?
in much the same way, if I pre-removed an ant, no ants can get in, and so far so good. Although
works.
I am now confined to a woman-sized coffin for most of my life.
And she was a small one.
And then every time I open the issues, I think the technical term is dwarf. And then every time I wake up, I push the roof up, and thousands of ants are just all around. Well, billions actually,
Billions of ants.
wall-to-wall ants. So it's a nice relief to come here and be in a largely bug-free room.
Yeah,
Although
I only have a few ants.
a few ants, a lot of sort of spiders.
Hundreds of spiders.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I can only imagine you ran a similar experiment with spiders.
Yeah, well,
Or was this an accident? Happy accident?
they were just here when I got here.
Well,
Whoops. I
bugs,
guess
bugs all around us.
Yeah.
I've come.
I said I
used to
wanted to
it.
get on the web, and I guess someone misunderstood me.
Very interesting. What funny lives we live in the 21st century.
Yeah,
Actually,
everybody's inundated with bugs.
So many bugs everywhere. Everywhere you walk down the street, people are riding giant cockroaches, like in Bug's Life, and everyone's watching the film Bug's Life all the time on their iPad, Apple iPad,
I'm more of a fan of ants
with Woody Allen.
with Woody Allen.
They call him Woodlouse Allen.
Yeah, we keep inadvertently, and this isn't intentional, bringing up unpleasant men.
I think at this point, if you
of
talk about men
celebrity.
who were famous around 30 years ago, you're gonna get unpleasant men.
That's
It
true.
seems that it is just
Right.
the case that everyone who is famous
It's
and a
just
man
happening.
is gross.
Mhm.
Not me. I'm not famous.
No.
But I was on the news because I live with ants.
Ant-Man strikes again.
Yes, that was a good film.
It was a good
I
movie.
took 1,000 of my ants to the cinema to see it, and I was very swiftly asked to leave. But I enjoyed the small amount of the film I got to see before I was kicked down.
Well, it's on Netflix now.
What?
Ant-Man.
I don't know what Netflix is. Never heard of it.
That's disconcerting.
What is it?
considering we run
I
an
don't.
internet.
Well, what is it? Sorry.
A video streaming service brought to the UK, the US, the Americas, Canada. It's in Ireland now.
Ooh.
I don't think anywhere else has it yet, so just those three. And
And
you
it's
can watch.
basically YouTube, but on the go.
Well, no, you can watch Ant-Man. It specifically streams Ant-Man, the
And the
popular
advantage of
Paul
it is
Rudd
that you
Marvel
can-
movie.
You can take it up and go with it. You don't have to.
What you can
square
do
it
is-
down on YouTube. You
Yeah.
have a central sort of
Hub.
a YouTube hub for the town.
Yeah.
With Netflix, it's basically
So,
on the
yeah.
go YouTube.
So to
yeah,
see
I
your-
understand.
Yeah,
it.
like YouTube, as you all know, you have to go down to your town center. You have
Yes.
to write to your, whoever your representative is in
Your
your town,
MP,
whoever is,
your-
your
yeah,
YouTube
councillor,
representative,
Yeah.
They write to the MP,
Yeah.
who then writes to the PM, who then sends you permission to watch.
Postmaster.
I give you 5 minutes of funny cat videos.
Yep.
I give you 10 minutes on how to build a shelf. I give you, well, no more than 10, as we've said before, because that's as long as YouTube gives
10's
you.
the maximum. But Netflix gives you the opportunity to actually create your own content.
Yeah, and what you can do is you can turn it on your TV. So I could put it on this television.
Oh.
I could put it
TV,
on
not
this.
internet, Adam. I wasn't born yesterday.
You can take it out, disconnect it completely, and you can walk down the street and watch.
So you're saying with my Netflix technology, I can actually take my TV around to other friends' houses and then have that size of TV to watch TV on at a friend's house.
Uh-huh.
That's smart.
You can take your television to anyone's house and you can plug it in.
And it's a subscription service. I just pay a small number of pounds and
yeah, well, it's large.
£50 a month or something, and I can take my TV anywhere.
It's 50 per month.
And any friend's house, even new friends.
As long as they pay the 50 per month.
Oh, so there's an entry and an exit fee.
Yeah. Or they can pay a small one-time fee of 46.
A borrower's stipend.
Yeah, each time. And you can plug in your television and you can watch it in their home.
So I'm getting mini discs and DVDs round at my friend's house as if I were sitting in my own house, except without ants biting me constantly.
Yeah.
This sounds like a service that I would have a lot of use for.
Yeah. Well, pick it up.
I'm gonna get this Netflix, and I'm gonna
£50 monthly, and
It's a steal.
The only problem is, and it's not really a problem, I think, 'cause it's a conversation piece.
Mm-hmm.
You have to carry your television with you everywhere.
My television is one of those ones that's on a wheeled table. It's kind of glued to a wheeled table.
Yeah.
So I can just push it down the street as if I were driving a car.
Like a cathode ray television.
It's one of those ones that's kind of cathode ray. Yeah.
Yeah, and you just take it down the street.
It's
That's
really
fine.
easy to wheel it down the street and brush the ants off, and away
And the
we
best
go.
part is if your very high sound system is set up to it, that goes with it.
It's not.
Ah, okay. Well,
And
mine
I
is.
have to pay an extra fee for the sound, I assume. So it's £50 for video only, and then another 50 a month if you want to listen to your talkies
in
basically.
sound. Yeah.
Okay.
It's an extra 20 for color, which I think is a steal.
I will not pay that because actually black and white is so charming. I'm thinking Orson Welles, you know.
Yeah. It's good.
It's
So
good technology.
I'd pick it up.
Okay, I'll get one.
Good.
I'll probably go black and white, no color, no sound. Yeah. And I'll take it around to all my friends' houses and we can watch movies.
Yeah. No subtitles. You make your own fun, is Netflix's tagline.
Seems like an odd one. Didn't super seem to relate to what I understand of it, but okay. Yeah. Well,
So you can voice it over like you're watching your favorite mysterious science theater movie.
oh yeah, I love that. I love people taking awful things that I wouldn't enjoy and then talking over it because it's so funny to be smug.
It's really funny to be smug.
We could do that. So, Adam's got a TV, for example, in his room. He's got just a screen with all the Mary Kate and Ashley movies playing at once.
Yeah,
And
all the time.
I can just click on one of them. I'll go into Holiday in Rome. I click that. It goes full screen, and then we can sort of talk about it.
Mary Kate and Ashley Roman Holiday.
Yeah, that's right. It's a great,
Great remake.
it's a great remake. And I thought that Mary Kate shone in the
'cause
titular role of Rome.
It's because she wears that helm. I would not call it a helmet. It's a helm that reflects the Roman sun.
That was a bold choice, wasn't it?
Into Ashley's eyes.
And it was Audrey Hepburn in the original, wasn't it?
It was, yeah, and she didn't wear a helm.
No. So that was an interesting artistic choice by MK
Yeah. Well, MK
Ultra.
is Ultra. I was waiting for
MK's Ultra.
for a
Yeah.
pun. Yeah. MK's Ultra helm shines the sun into Ashley's eyes.
Surprise.
Surprise. And that's
That's
just
good fun.
commentary on a film, and we were just saying that watching it.
An interesting film tidbit is that another Roman, Roman Polanski, can't go on holiday because
No.
he's a paedophile.
He's a wanted paedophile.
He's stuck in Switzerland, so there'll be no Roman holidays for him.
Well, he won't be roaming anywhere.
Another disgusting man.
Yeah.
He's done another crime. Jesus Christ. It's like bird spotting at this
Well,
point.
now it's like you're watching Sky News.
Well,
This just in, another disgusting man has done another crime.
We've got another. Guilty.
there's at this point, the only people who I know of who are above suspicion
Mm-hmm.
are very, very small, ugly men.
Yeah. Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito, because they're so funny. It's funny. There's
Yeah.
no way that they are going to be threatening
No offense to
anyone.
you, Danny DeVito, if you're
No.
listening. Loved you in Twins. Loved you in Taxi.
Yes. Very good in Taxi, opposite the late great Andy's Kaufman.
Yeah.
And Danny DeVito is actually Italian for Danny is dumb.
Danny is dumb.
Danny DeVito.
Again,
Alright.
no offense intended, Mr. DeVito.
No, that is what your name means. Don't blame us. Don't shoot the messenger. Blame your fucking parents, Danny.
Yeah, or
Danny
they can blame their
DeVito.
parents.
Yeah.
It's a long list.
Yes. The only way that you could possibly counteract it would maybe be to put in a middle name that is not
Yeah.
like Danny DeVito.
Danny de nada, DeVito.
A DVD boy Danny. No. Would
De
be-
nada, Danny DeVito, de nada. DeVito.
No, dummy, no, rara.
No Dada, no Nino. No Nino.
No, Nino.
No Nino Nano. Here we go again. Oh,
Nino and Annie.
that's how Italian. That is the old Italian code among Italian gangsters to keep the police out of it. Nani no Nino.
Hey, Nanny, no, Nino.
We
Hey.
need a no, this is Roman a holiday. A pasta boy.
Hey, pasta boy. Hey, no, Nino.
No, Nino, pasta boy. Cigaro di guzzo. Hi, ragazzi, pasta porratini. You a teeny boy. Get out of my feet. Get into my nice house. That's a line from Godfather. Godfather Dewey. Used to be a bad boy. Get out of here, or I'm gonna gangster you.
bad boy.
Who's been a bad boy in here?
I can smell it off for you. That's an Italian guy coming home and he's seen his dog. One of his dogs is shit on the floor.
Who's been a bad boy here?
Famous scene from Godfather. I wish I one of you been a bad boy.
One of my golden retrievers had done a bad boy on the floor. Is it one of you? Is it was a you? Is it
Is
not?
it a one of you?
He's trying to want it.
Oh my god, everything's going full
I
circle.
wish one of you been a bad boy.
You should been a bad boy, Danny DeVito. You're so dumb. That's what your name means. Where's my dog shit?
Call it the doggy Nino.
Oh, duh. You come to me on my daughter's wedding day and you ask me, hey, big boy, where's the beer? What's it for dinner? It's obviously pasta. It's a banana dumb question. No, do you ask me such a thing? Reggaeton.
You come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding.
Yeah, man. You come to me on the daughter when
It's a big bad boy.
we're
Oh,
back
man.
to Good Morning Vietnam.
Yeah, I would rewatch Godfather with all of that.
Godfather, very funny movie, very big Italian personalities in it.
Hey, you put the horse's head in my bed. You call it no Nino.
When I first saw the horse's head in my bed, I thought, what happened to somebody giving my wife a makeover? I thought, this is nice. This is oh, Father, what in heaven? This is a much nicer wife than I'm used to. Ooh, no, I'm gonna get killed by the Godfather. Who's to put a rainbow trout into my pasta? I wanted a spaghetti bolognese. This is just spaghetti with a fish. Alla pesky. Nobody
Joe
be.
Pesci.
Joe Pesky, you get out of my bed. You're gonna put a horse in your bed. You fucking fagoo.
Another small man who has yet to be accused of any crimes.
Pesky's off scot-free.
Yeah.
Or Italian free, as they should call it.
He did.
Once upon a time in America, Joe Pesky was fine.
Yeah. When I read as I do each year, facts about Home Alone.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Pesci, in the scene where he pretends to bite Macaulay Culkin's finger,
Actually
bit it and
Bit his finger
left a
off.
scar.
Yikes!
And it was apparently...
What dick?
it was apparently very, very into character and very frightening.
Yikes! What a bad time to do method acting.
Yeah,
as one of the bumbling villains in a kids' film.
yeah, what a terrible idea.
Yeah.
And apparently the director, Chris Columbus,
Discovered America, discovered Home Alone.
yeah, discovered Macaulay Culkin.
The greatest discovery of all,
Yeah, and
said Michael Jackson.
I knew you were gonna say that. And yeah, apparently Chris Columbus couldn't get Joe Pesci to stop swearing
Yikes.
in every scene. He was like, "You can't swear. This is a children's movie."
This is not a gangster film. I don't know how many times I have to tell you.
What do you say? Is what Joe Pesci's voice is like.
Ooh, what do you say?
What do you say, Chris?
What do you say, Chris? You want me to bit his fucking finger off? You want to bit this fucking cunt's finger off? I'll do it. I'll fucking kill him. I'll fucking kill this dumb kid.
Fucking kill this child for real, Chris.
I'm serious, Chris. I'll fuck him up before Michael Jackson even gets his filthy fucking paws on him. I'll fucking kill him.
Of course, future telling Joe Pesci.
Joe Pesci. They call me Joe Pesci. He's the pesky kid. Was one of the great jokes he did on set.
Yeah, that was one of the less blue ones.
That started to kind of mitigate all of the horrible things he'd done to Macaulay's finger. Was just tell that nice joke, which is a very funny
Macaulay
joke.
Culkin was like, "This is good,"
You know what? I may have misjudged you, Joe.
said Macaulay Culkin.
Hey kid, you want a nice warm cup of Joe in your bed tonight? Uh-oh. Joe's on the list. No, Joe Pesci would never do that. He's an honest, hard-working Italian man.
He is small as well.
The smaller they come, the harder they fall. But the better they act.
Much
nicer
better
they
they
are.
act.
But that's
Yeah.
not true of Woody, is it? Woody Allen was a very diminutive waif of a man. And
He was. Yeah.
He is dirt. He's human dirt.
He is human filth.
Oh, what's happening? I gotta fuck my daughter. Joe!
I got to.
I gotta. Well, I think that is actually the deleted scene in Hannah and Her Sisters,
Yeah.
where Woody looks right at the camera and proposes to his daughter.
His daughter.
This is not in character. I'm doing this for real. Marry me.
Everybody stop laughing.
I was very good in Sleeper.
A pathetic proposal from a pathetic man.
Fair enough. I think that's a fair summary. And he's out. He's more flotsam than jetsam. Go.
He's all flotsam.
Another flotsam. Throw him out. Who have we got left? Who are the actors who have not broken the law in a big bad way?
Well, there's quite a few of them.
Crosby's gone.
Yeah.
Crosby stills at Nash.
We got the wonderful, the great comedy great Steve Martin, who
He's safe.
can't put a finger wrong.
I
in
don't
my
believe
book.
Steve Martin would ever do anything bad because he's very handsome.
Yeah.
So he
That's
doesn't
just a
need to
fact.
be a creep.
No.
And he has banjo. He's a genius.
Yeah.
That helps. He
It really
studied
does.
philosophy at California
Yeah.
College, so he knows what's good.
So there's no problems with Steve Martin, so he's off the list.
So we can put him in our film. We're
Mhm.
making a new film to try and redeem the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s.
So we got Joe Pesci, we got Danny DeVito,
We
we've
got-
got
what?
Steve Martin, the only one who's tall.
So far, this would be my guess. Remake the Three Amigos word for word with, as they are now, Steve Martin, Joe Pesci, and Danny DeVito.
Well, we could have Martin Short.
But Martin Short could come back as El Guapo.
Yeah, because Martin Short is he's not a short man, but he's short by name, short by nature.
Yes, and he's very funny.
Yeah.
He did Jiminy Glick, and he tours with Steve Martin, so that's
He does.
and you can tell he's a good guy.
Yeah.
You know,
I think we'll leave out.
I think Mr. Chase is perhaps.
Yeah, I think we'll leave out.
Something's gonna come up on the Chase ballot. Already has. We know
Yeah,
he's a racist.
I mean, there's
He
no.
may also be.
There's been no sexual allegations, but pretty much whatever else he can get his hands on, he's been accused of.
He's almost been too busy to sexually assault anyone.
Yeah,
Too busy.
Too busy being
coming up with
racist and
racial
cantankerous.
Yeah, exactly. And just snorting the old wheeze, which is
Yeah.
cocaine.
Cocaine.
I think that'd be very good.
Oh yeah.
A sort of Italian American and Steve Martin. Three Amigos with Martin Short as the Mexican baddie El Guapo.
I would genuinely watch that.
Martin Short as Jiminy Glick as El Guapo. And then El Guapo's assistant could be played by Jennifer Lawrence.
Sure.
Why not?
Yeah. She's a good actress.
She's a good actress. The role of Hefe is a challenging one.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that the actor who did it in the original Three Amigos was very good, but we didn't really see him again in anything else.
No.
Who can play the two Germans? Two Germans. Who else is safe? Who hasn't broken the law?
It's
from that
hard
era?
to think of.
I mean, just trying to think of someone who has never been accused of being a rotter from that age.
It's a tough list.
Has Clint Eastwood done anything wrong that we know of? I know, he did that weird thing where he pretended to speak to Obama, but that didn't break any laws. That was just unusual.
Yeah, he's just a strange man. I don't know if I'd want.
Okay.
As much as I like Clint Eastwood's films,
Yeah.
I think he'd be a bad pick.
I watched a film of his recently. Forget the name of it. It's a you'll believe it or not, it's a detective.
Ah.
He was one of the president's bodyguards in it, and he has to protect the president. And there's a very peculiar scene towards the end when he has a conversation with the statue of Lincoln.
I thought you were going to say Liberty.
No, wrong city. He's in DC. But if he had been in New York, it would have been the Statue of Liberty. Like, he wants to talk to nationalistic emblems and statues.
What does he say?
Abe, I wish I could have been there to help you.
Or something like that. Like, he refers to the fact that he wishes he could have stopped Abe getting killed. Because in the film, they have crudely photoshopped him as a young man into the background when JFK was shot.
Really?
But he was like his security detail.
As a young
film
man.
Was this? And then in his latter years, he uncovers a plot to kill the current president, who is an actor, a fictional president. Probably someone around the time of Jimmy Carter.
Right.
But instead of Jimmy Carter, it's an alternative reality where it's just some actor.
It's another white man.
And John Malkovich is a insane hobbyist who's trying to kill the president.
Ah. That rings a bell. I don't know the name of the movie. All the President's Men. Gun Shoot Malkovich.
Gunge and Roses.
Gunge and Roses.
Is a great Clint Eastwood film. Yeah.
Grunge and Roses.
It seems like we're gonna have
cover
to
band.
That's pretty fucking rad, man. We might have to put our Three Amigos remake on hold until we can think of two guys to play the Germans.
People who convincingly play unconvincing Germans.
Or we could do women again, because women are less bad.
As you may hear that.
Is that the end of the show?
The credits song's blasting through my headphones.
Well, bye! I give it a B+.
I give it a A. Bye! Bye! Next week, we talk more about our remake. Looks like time was against us.
My little buttercup. Bye.
Bye.